Okay, this has been a wacky session of like storytelling and going around to a lot of different buildings here in the Battle Frontier. So the final one that we have is the Battle Tower. Never lose, keep winning. Except unlike Sword and Shield, we're not gonna have a battle theme here orchestrated by Toby Fox. Like, Undertale wasn't even out at the time that this was a thing. So this was like the main thingamabob. Here, which battle room would you like, single or double? Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Let's do double, and then we'll go with the Sacred Duo, and then... Okay, so we can bring more this time. And then we'll bring, like, Voltgeist. The Tactical Refrigerator, sure. Let's do that. That sounds like a plan. Yeah. It's about as far as I can move my arms without being in pain from, like, aching and stuff. Here's the thing. Arms save the game. I'll now show you to the battle room. Alright, let's try it out. Let's go up the elevator. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna try to, like, do all these buildings until, like, going and challenging the brain or whatever it's called, the Frontier Brain, in each of these buildings. We're just gonna be showcasing, like, the basics of each of these buildings. Because, you know, I feel like this session has already, doing each of the buildings kind of one-off for this whole session has kind of, like, dried up a lot of my storytelling stuff that I can do. Like, the first building, I was storytelling about the past weekend. The second building, we were telling stories of, like, the Germany exchange trip. The third building was, like, a mix and, like, projects with the channel and, like, Soul Link stuff. The fourth one that we just did was, Smash, essentially. So, we've been telling a bunch of stories. In competitive Pokemon, do you play 1v1 or 2v2s? Typically 2v2s. Because there's, like, more strategy and, like, both Pokemon being sent out, which one you target and whatnot. In 1v1s, there's more of the factor of, like, oh, who got sent out first in the 1v1? Is there a type advantage here? Oh, guess you have to, like, switch and change up your strategy because you made a wrong guess. Like, there's less room for that in 2v2s. Of, like, oh, you just got screwed by sending out the wrong Pokemon at, like, before the battle even started, you know? So, do I really want to return the mine on... Whatever, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, I suppose. So competitive Pokemon is typically 2v2s. I don't think I've seen any 1v1 competitive Pokemon tournaments. Because that'd be painful. It's like, you lose because you sent the wrong Pokemon out first and you were in, like, a complete disadvantage, so you had to, like, switch out and you wasted a turn and then things just get screwed. Or it's like maybe you switch a Pokemon and then now your opponent's in a disadvantage and then they switch and it's all freaking a mess. I don't know. I haven't really done competitive Pokemon stuff in the past. I've done that smidge of competitive Smash stuff as we were talking about earlier, but I haven't really dabbled into competitive Pokemon. After I caught them all, as of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I started dabbling into breeding competitive Pokemon, like, very briefly, but it wasn't quite for me. It was not quite for me. Hey, look, it's Poliwhirl. Look at him. And Spinda. What kind of Spinda pattern are we gonna get this time? Okay. It intrigues me how there could be, like, so many possible different Spinda patterns with all the RNG and whatnot. Let's go ahead and return to Sender with Spinda over here. Send you back to Spinda's Cafe. How about? Wow, it's a lot, but not quite enough. Anyway, with all the storytelling that we've done in the previous buildings, are there really any other stories that I can tell right now is the question. Because, I mean, I've been talking for a good while now. I'm starting to get drained, much like that Poliwhirl over there. But in terms of things that I can... In terms of things that I can say and do and all that fun stuff. Because, my goodness, going through 4 buildings in the Battle Frontier has, like, exhausted my storytelling. Stuff that I have, essentially. But you don't. That did more damage than I thought it would, quite frankly. It did a little bit more. Let's go ahead and Steel Wing that Spinda there. How about? Sounds like a good plan. Sounds like a fantastic plan right there. Post Spinda fainted. Oh, I guess in terms of, like, something else when it comes to Smash stuff and Frag stuff, I recently found out, like, and by recently I mean this weekend, I found out that there is a software out there that apparently lets you measure the ping of, like, both players in like Smash Ultimate Arena, essentially playing against one another. A thing called Sable Connect that I found out about when I was in Carby's stream, and I was talking about freaking this year's frag hopefully gonna be a little bit more organized, and we're gonna have some lag tests or stuff. Blah 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 goes the jingling. I just like to imagine. And it was mentioned to me there that there's, like, a software for that, and I looked into it. And apparently to run it, you need to essentially have, like, the Ethernet to the Switch pass through your PC to your Switch. So you need to have an Ethernet cable plugged into your PC, and then a USB Ethernet adapter also plugged into your PC that takes an Ethernet cable from your PC to your Switch, so the Ethernet essentially goes through it. So the other day, I actually ordered another Ethernet adapter along with a short Ethernet cable for that purpose. And I don't know how I'm gonna set it up, because I've already used up like basically all the USB slots on my PC is the thing. Because I have a keyboard, I have a mouse, I have a microphone, I have a camera, I have a second camera for the Doogie Cam for when she's here, I have a stream deck under the thingamabob here, I have a little device that allows me to to connect with Bluetooth devices and whatnot. I have these headphones here that are plugged into another USB port. I have 2 different USB hubs that are split for these things as well. And I don't know if there's anything that... I do have a couple open slots on these USB hubs, but I don't know if there's anything that I can unplug from, like, that's currently in, like, the main PC into one of the USB hubs and still function properly. Because, like, the more important stuff like cameras, microphones, headphones, the stream deck, they just straight up aren't gonna function if I plug them into one of the USB hubs instead of directly into the computer. So, you know, maybe it's not even feasible for me to do it, and maybe I shouldn't have even ordered it for that reason. But I ordered a new LAN adapter and an Ethernet cable. And I'll try it out. I don't know if there's anything that I can feasibly unplug from the back of my computer that could go into the USB hub instead. Maybe there is. Maybe I can plug in my mouse to the USB hub or something like that. Maybe that won't be that big a deal. I don't know. I don't know. We can see what happens, I guess, or something. So, yeah. I'll be testing that out tomorrow when it's apparently supposed to arrive. And see how that goes. Because if that's something that I could get set up before the frag stream, that'd be hella hype. That'd be wonderful. That'd be wunderbar, you know? That'd be great. It'd make lag testing a lot easier on the stream, at least. I don't think any of the, like, dedicated lag testers that we'd have, that'd be managing things off stream, would have it. But, oh, the super scary face from Matchup out here. It's so scary. I can't believe how scary it is. But yeah, at least if you don't use it, you can have it as a replacement for the Switch. Absolutely, my current LAN adapter on my Switch sucks. Like, if it connects, and it shows me connected to LAN on my Switch, it'll work just fine. It's just the problem is when I take my Switch out of the dock and I put it back in sometimes, it just won't register the LAN sometimes until I like unplug it and plug it back in again. During the most recent VGLS tournament stream that I did, I was doing like the first half of the tournament and a game started lagging, and I was like, okay, I'll just double check to make sure that I'm on LAN. And I freaking pressed the home button and I was on Wi-Fi when I had my LAN adapter in. And I was pissed. So I had to like pause the tournament for a little bit and you know, unplug. Tuber Hank. Tuber Hank over here. At first I thought that said Tony Hawk. My goodness. But yeah, I could definitely use a better LAN adapter there. It just... Or maybe get one of those Switch OLED docks that has a LAN adapter built right in. Getting a freaking dock there would probably be expensive. It's probably the thing. Oh no, that ain't good. Oh, that ain't good. That is not the best of situations. Wow, that did like nothing. You need to restart the program if you're not connected via Ethernet when the program is first opened. I'll keep it in mind. I'll be trying it out for the first time tomorrow when I get these parts in the mail, essentially, and we'll go from there. We shall see. Again, I'm gonna have to unplug something from the back of my computer. I wonder if my mouse can plug into the USB hub. We'll see. Are you not part ice type? Is that not super effective? What the hell? Well, it one-shots you anyway, so that works. That works. I was gonna sneeze and then it went away, and thank goodness it went away, because after the stuff this weekend, my abs are so weak that I'm in one of those phases where when I try to sneeze, I don't even sneeze, and I just like do that and it hurts and I get a sharp pain in my abs. And so I'm kind of grateful that sneeze went away, actually. I'm actually kind of great. I should use close combat. I forgot Clefairy is just regular normal type in this game. I mean, Return might do a decent bit anyway. Okay, Return will just kill. Yeah, who says that being a freaking normal and flying type Pokemon is a bad thing? Whoever says that? People say there's a lot of normal flying type Pokemon at least, but oh, come on! You have an item that saved that? That's energy drained, or do you have sturdy or something? Nope, that's just how it wound up working out. That's just how it wound up working out. Defense Sharply Rose, yeah, that'll save like your tiny little smidge of HP that you have left. It definitely will. Take the Steel Wing. The hell is happening here? Using its focus band. Shouldn't that have happened before? Or focus sash is the thing that saves you from being one shot from full HP. So focus band, what will focus band do then? Isn't that only if it's like super effective? Was Steel Wing super effective because Corsola is part rock type? I don't even know. I'm gonna cut my Pokemon with my daddy. Okay, well, that's great for you. It's time for... All the tubers are in here. Is this battle tower like part water park or something? What's going on here? What is happening over in this place, huh? Yeah, go ahead, lower some attack stats with Intimidate. This is my joke way of saying it. But yeah, so I'll see what happens when I get that in. Will I be recovered physically by tomorrow with all my achiness that I have? Probably not. I'm gonna be like hella achy and in pain crawling under my desk. It's gonna be an awful time, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Is what it'll be. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens with that. Goodbye, Snubble. Maybe I would have just been able to take you out with Return, and then I wouldn't have had to have my defenses lowered, but whatever. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, I suppose? Goodbye, Chinchou. That should just take you out, I hope. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, yeah, my storytelling stuff is basically done. So, like, I could just talk about, like, future projects and games on the channel in the meantime, because I don't know what the heck else to be talking about here. Peony, another one of those. Like, I was mentioning earlier how we will eventually be doing Soul Link shenanigans with Sun and Moon, but it might have to be early next year just because of, you know, the whole thing we're about with main series Pokemon games happening on the channel this year so far. If I check the stream schedule of currently ongoing games, this week, the time of streaming this, which is the 2nd of August, is where we're actually trying out our stream schedule with doing freaking Pokemon Platinum on Mondays. The plan is to do our playthrough of Splatoon on Tuesday, because I always like going through things on the channel in order. And when Splatoon 3 releases next year, what the hell? I guess after Close Combat and the Critical Hit. Because Splatoon 3 will be releasing next year, and I like doing things on the channel in order, that means I gotta do like 1 and 2 first, so may as well get 1 out of the way and whatnot. So it should only take 2 sessions or something like that to do story mode with that. It should be something short. We're in the middle of doing all the 2D Metroid games in order, at least the most updated version of like the first 4 2D Metroid games, and we recently beat freaking Metroid's, the Samus Returns and whatnot. So Wednesday my plan is to do Super Metroid. And then Thursdays, my plan is to do Skyward Sword HD over on YouTube for a little while. But this coming Thursday, because of Frag, I won't be able to do it there because I'm going to be busy with that tournament. So this Wednesday is going to have to be Skyward Sword instead. Oh yeah, speaking of scheduled YouTube streams, tomorrow, Tuesday, a new update is coming out for Pokemon Snap. And that was another playthrough that I did as YouTube streams. So I think I already have a stream scheduled for tomorrow that I completely forgot about until now. I should really write things down a lot better. That's what I should do. So yeah, by the time this is uploaded, this will have been like a week or 2 ago. Because my whole daily upload schedule thing we're about. May as well fly and set up for something else over here. By the time of streaming this, that's tomorrow that we'll be doing new Pokemon Snap and then Splatoon, it seems like. So that's what's going on there, it seems like. And then in terms of like other games that we have going on the channel, there's Watch Dogs Legion Online, where I still have some stuff to wrap up with that, but I only like hopping into that when I have a buddy to hop in with, so maybe we'd hop in with Shuck for another session. When I was recently doing the Creators Collide episode with Uneven, we were talking about Watch Dogs for a little while, and I mentioned that he could hop on into shenanigans if he wanted to with Watch Dogs Legion Online shenanigans, so he was saying that it's something that he'd be interested in doing, so maybe we'd be able to drag on another streamer nerd to join me and stuff like that. There's Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which we can only do sessions of when it works out for, like, most of my mod team of freaking Shuck, Anima, Guzma, and me. freaking like 70% of the mod team, basically. Yeah, wow, it looks like the fly was set up perfectly in that case. And then we recently started Dark Souls 2, just because I was like, okay, let's have like a full-on playthrough game that is just not part of the schedule, and I just hop into it, I feel like it, and that's become Dark Souls 2, because after we played the first one earlier this year, I actually quite liked it. So, we'll be doing that for a little while, and it'll just be like the thing that I play when I feel like playing it, with like no schedule or obligations or anything like that, for a nice chill time. So that's the things that are going on right now. We will have to hop into Metroid Fusion after Super Metroid to prepare for Metroid Dread and whatnot. There's several new releases coming out later this year. Like, there's gonna be WarioWare Get It Together that will be covering Metroid Dread, Mario Party Superstars. I'll probably be covering Tales of Arise. I never said for sure that we'd be covering Tales of Arise. Instead, I was thinking about it after Tales of Vesperia, but I am leaning more so towards doing it than not, so we might do that. November is Age of Calamity's second DLC, apparently. I'm just looking at like my list of stuff that I do write down here on the other screen. Later on, November is going to be Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Yeah, I don't think we have enough time from now until November to fit in a playthrough of Sun and Moon Soul Link, because it's probably going to take us a while. I mean, we could try, but it'd be a little bit sketchers, you know, is what it would be. Apparently this fall is the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, the freaking Nickelodeon Smash Bros that's coming out. Gonna be playing that and seeing what that's like, I guess. Sure, let's do that, and we can go ahead and do this. Late this year, we might be starting Minecraft shenanigans, because I do have my new graphics card. Now that I have the 3070, and later this year is apparently when like that cave update is coming out in full, and I haven't played the game properly since like high school, so it's been a very, very long time since I've played that game, like probably about 5-ish years. And it's one of those games that I knew I wanted to cover on the channel eventually, so probably late this year we'll get into that. But yeah, and yeah, apparently Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl is gonna have rollback netcode, something that Smash Ultimate doesn't have. I remember when that game was first announced, I just saw like competitive Smash Twitter just going crazy, like, oh, this is gonna be who I made in Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, or like dropping Smash Ultimate to play Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. Then there's January next year of freaking Legends Arceus, and then just generally in 2022, the games that are currently announced that we're planning on hopping into are going to be, whoop, I did use Earthquake there, right? Let's see here. Let's set up a fly, how about? The games that are coming out next year that don't have any proper release date revealed is going to be Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which means that sometime this year, maybe sometime in the near future, we might be covering the original Mario plus Rabbids. That game is actually really good. There's Project Triangle Strategy that I'm actually really looking forward to. I really enjoyed Octopath Traveler. And I love me some Fire Emblem, and freaking Project Triangle Strategy just looks like Octopath Traveler mixed with Fire Emblem is what it kind of looks like. There's Splatoon 3, so yeah, we're hopping into 1 soon. We'll hop into 2 at some point. There's no rush on it, like there's no release date exactly on Splatoon 3 yet, so I should have plenty of time. And then there's the Breath of the Wild sequel. There is like another game that could potentially come out next year that we'd be covering, but like I doubt it's coming out next year, and that's Skull and Bones. I recently read an article on the production of that. Apparently it's been going on for 8 years now, the production of that game, and something that Ubisoft has already sunk in like 120 million into. And apparently throughout the whole 8 years, there's been a whole lot of like debate about what the game even is, and like changing basic mechanics, or being like, we want the game to be about this, we want the game to be about this. And from what I read in this article, it sounds like the dev team on Skull and Bones is getting like really, really discouraged from, you know, seeing their work constantly go down the drain or be scrapped in favor of other things, only for that to be scrapped and just repeat the cycle over and over again. So at this point, I don't know if Skull and Bones is ever going to release. It was supposed to release in 2019, then 2020, then 2021, and now it's like early 2023 or something like that. They're saying, I don't know what they're saying now, but you know, I guess it's not impossible that it comes out next year, and if it does, we'd be covering it and seeing what it's like and whatnot. But it sounds, from what I've heard, like that game has had a very, very, very troubled development. In terms of like other games when it comes to the channel that I'd be hopping into without any obligation to like finish it before the release date of some other thing, early last year, we did start going through the entire Assassin's Creed series in order. The reason being for my use of history and video games class that I was taking at the time. And we needed to write an essay on a historical video game for how it abstracts the past and its use of history. And I wound up doing that with Assassin's Creed 2. So at the beginning of that semester, I started with AC1. Then we played that weird, like, DS game that was awful, and then that weird PSP game, which was actually not half bad because we wanted to do the entire series. Not just the main series games, unless they're phone games, exception to phone games. We played all those weird freaking things. And we played AC2, and that was the game that I'd done the full... That was the first time I did a full playthrough of Assassin's Creed 2, was early last year on this channel. And I actually really enjoyed it. I actually had a really good time with it, and I was trying to pay close attention because I had to be writing an essay on that game. And that essay actually exists on my YouTube now under my video essays. My actual university submitted essay is one of my video essays now. But the reason why we started this series was mostly for that class. I was like, okay, I like the Assassin's Creed series. I haven't played the series in a long time. Like, I haven't played any of like the modern trilogy. The latest one that I've played was half of Syndicate. I never even beat it. But I have played the first half of Syndicate, and that's the latest game I've played. So I haven't actually played the series in a long time. I haven't played any new games in a long time. But I remember having a good time with it. So I was planning on starting a series on the whole thing for a good while. And that was my excuse to do so. But you're gonna head to bed, Anima. Good night, guys. See you on the 6th. You're going down. Alrighty. Well, have a good night, Anima. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. Can't wait for all the sandbagging shenanigans the next time we hop into 3D world nonsense. And we'll see what happens there. Watch, here's the 30% confused. Wow, it's actually not happening today. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? But yeah, so we went all the way up to Assassin's Creed 3 last year. So we did like all the way up to 2, going pretty ham, essentially. We went pretty hard all the way up to 2. Then we took a little bit of a break, and then we did Brotherhood and Revelation semi-hard. We took a little bit of a break, and we did like 3 in Liberation in the summer. And then I took like a half a year break from doing the complete Assassin's Creed series. And then I resumed it this year, January 1st this year, because last year, January 1st, 2020 was when I started Assassin's Creed 1 on this channel. So January 1st, 2021, this year, was when I started Assassin's Creed 4, my favorite game in the series. I figured it was fitting to do like the same day and start out the year in a cool kind of way. And it's the only game that I've done a full playthrough in cosplay of in that channel. I bought an Edward Kenway cosplay and would put it on every time I streamed that game. That was actually hella fun. I actually had a good time doing a freaking cosplay stream as like the one kind of big playthrough that you can find on the channel where I'm not wearing this hat because it's not part of the cosplay. Was a thing. You're fighting normal, right? So this should also be like super effective. That's gotta be super effective against me. And because that's my favorite Assassin's Creed game, we wound up 100%ing it. And I took like 3 months or something like that to get through it because I was really taking my time with it because I love that game. It is a good time. And no, maybe you're just normal fighting. Or maybe you're just like regular fighting is what I meant to say, not normal fighting as in the types normal in fighting. So we took our time with that, which means the next one is Assassin's Creed Rogue. But I decided once again to take another break before continuing. But it's like been a sizable break now. So I've been thinking about starting Rogue soon. I have been thinking about it. What the hell was that? Aftermath? I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't reading things. Well, there goes Spirit. So at some point in the near future, when my game queue gets a little bit less crazy. Well, I mean, it's a little bit less crazy now since I could throw on things like freaking Splatoon to prepare for Splatoon 3 next year, and Super Metroid to like prepare for Metroid Dread, which I actually do have to do that in time and manner, but we've still got plenty of uploads for Samus Returns for several weeks, so I didn't have to start Super Metroid anytime soon anyway, but I'm starting it soon regardless, just because. So maybe after like this whole next set, maybe after we beat Splatoon, maybe Assassin's Creed Rogue can be like the new Tuesday thing or something like that. Like, again, there's no rush for getting through that series. It's not like there's some new release coming out that I want to absolutely get through before then. Like, when Valhalla was releasing late last year or something like that, I was like, well, I could just bum rush the entire series up until that point, but I'm gonna lose my mind if I do that, so I didn't do that. So, like, we'll get through the whole thing at some point, but it's a slow and steady kind of pace. And also, it's been a long time since I've posted, like, a funny moments compilation video of a playthrough. I usually sometimes for some games we cover on this channel, I will, after a playthrough is done, post a compilation of just like all kinds of clips and like some of the funniest moments from that playthrough. But I typically only do that on the games where like the most wacky stuff happens. And in something like Ubisoft games, as glitchy as they are, a lot of wacky stuff happens in them. So I've had one for like my Watch Dogs playthrough and for playthroughs and for Assassin's Creed. But the thing is, with each of those videos, because I was always doing like the next game like soon after the last one, when I originally started out, I would have each of these funny moment compilations end with like a clip of the next game. So it's like at the end of the AC1 funny moments compilation, there was a clip that shows a funny thing from AC2 and it'd be like next time AC2 and so on and so forth. So I've kind of been holding out on like throughout the whole 1.5 year process of covering AC games on this channel. Whenever I had like a funny moments video prepared, I'd hold off on posting it until I started the playthrough of the next game, just so I could have that stupid like next time this game kind of thing at the end. And it's been like half a year. My Assassin's Creed 4 funny moments compilation, which is like one of my favorite ones so far because there's a lot of whack that happened in it, it's been done for like many months now actually. But I was like, I guess I'll stick to my old system and wait for me to start Rogue so I can have a clip of that in like the thingamabob for next time. But with these longer breaks, I'm starting to wonder if that's really the play. I'm not really sure. I also don't have the video posted for Legion yet because that still has like updates and stuff, and I want to wait until like the full game is out and my playthrough is for sure done with that until I post a thing on that. I don't even think I've started editing that, quite frankly, when it comes to Watch Dogs stuff. The third game there. But yeah, so when it comes to like videos that I have done that I haven't posted, my AC4 funny moments video, which is actually really funny, has been done for months, but I just haven't posted it because I've kind of been waiting for us to start a playthrough of Rogue. So when it comes to like near future stuff on the channel here, maybe I should start Assassin's Creed Rogue soon. I cover way too many games. Like listing off all these games that I cover at once, I know that I cover way too many games. I upload way too much. I cover way too many games at once than like any human could feasibly tune into all of. And it's probably shooting myself in the foot in terms of like content creation kind of stuff. Like, it might give me negative brownie points in the YouTube algorithm, uploading as much as I do. Maybe. I'm not quite sure if it would or not. Is in bloom. Well, just sure, we'll sprinkle some extra water, I guess. That's what we'll do. I don't think it's gonna make any difference. Sorry, damp. I know that I upload way too much. I do way too many playthroughs at once. But at the end of the day, it's what I have the most fun doing, honestly. Like, it's stressful for me, and it's way more content than any person could feasibly tune into. But it's what I have fun doing, and that's the reason that I started this channel in the first place, was to have fun, you know? So that's what I've been doing. And my kind of mindset with doing a bazillion games is like, hey, at this pace, I'm going through like older games that I want to cover faster than like newer games that I want to play come out. So in theory, if I keep on doing a bazillion games, maybe the day will come that like all the games that have already been released for years and years that I want to cover will have been done. Every old release that I would ever want to cover on this channel will have been done. Maybe. It's probably a bit of a pipe dream knowing how many freaking video games are out there, but still a dream that I can kind of grasp onto, I guess. And the mindset is also with building up a bazillion playthroughs on the channel. As if anybody ever searches the playthroughs page, like Control F and like searches for a specific game, they'd be like, I wonder if that Harmonia nerd has already done this game that I love. Whoa, he has! Like however many years ago. And my mindset is also like, I'm obviously not going to be able to do this forever. Nothing lasts forever, evidently. So I'm obviously not going to be able to cover a bazillion games all the time until the end of time. So I figure, hey, may as well do it while I can. And then once the day comes that I can't do it anymore, I'll have a bazillion playthroughs on my channel. That's my mindset. So as I've been going through like all these games and talking about future plans on this channel, I know that like any sensible content creator would just be covering like one, maybe two things at once. I'm not a sensible content creator, okay? And this is what I do to have fun. So that's what's going on, essentially. That's my excuse and whatnot. Well, we covered all the main buildings in the Battle Frontier. So in terms of other stuff to cover in post-game, in future sessions, this is gonna be where I wrap up this session because we've been going for a good while now. We've now wrapped up all the Battle Frontier buildings. Where is the map? What the hell? Where's the regular map? Here it is, Jeebus. Maybe next time we'll start going after the roaming. Why do I see 4? Are there like 2 on 1 route? Because there should be 5. is the thing. I don't think they can come to this island. I don't think so. Yeah, there's 5. Yeah, I think they just stay on the main region, it seems like. It'd be pretty wacky if they could come to this island. But yeah, maybe next time we'll go after the roaming legendaries, maybe. Or maybe we'll go up to Stark Mountain. Before we go up to Stark Mountain, I do want to set up like cute charm glitch stuff just to showcase it and whatnot. It's showing 4 again. I guess there must be 2 in like the same route or something. Jeez, there's a lot of things that I have now, huh? But yeah, so there's still a handful of stuff for us to do. We'll figure it out. We'll see what's going on here. But bit by bit, we're wrapping up the Platinum playthrough for good. Bit by bit, we're getting there. Still Stark Mountain, roaming legendaries, 2 more events, actually 3 more if you count the freaking movie Regigigas, I guess. We're getting there, slow and steady. That's gonna be a place to wrap up the stream. If I keep on streaming, I'm gonna keep on rambling until the end of time. And I think I've done enough rambling for this stream, considering we went through like 5 Battle Frontier buildings worth of rambling. Again, I don't think I'm gonna do the Battle Frontier buildings all the way to like the Frontier Brains and whatnot. I just wanted to like showcase what each of the buildings was, I figured. I'm not going to showcase like everything in the buildings, make it all the way to the end. No, thank you. I've done enough rambling and expended my possible storytelling for these buildings already, so that's probably gonna be it for Battle Frontier, most likely. But we've still got plenty of other things to do, so I guess until next time, I'm gonna be heading out of here for now. So, until next time, take care all, and see